Hello, my love, and welcome to another episode of the High Ticket Coach podcast. Your host here, Michelle Hext. I have got a juicy one for you today. I'm pretty sure I say that every week, but I'm so excited to talk about today's topic. I've just finished writing a post on my profile because I was inside my mastermind group, and one of my masterminders tagged me in something, and she's like, "Have you seen my message about selling my first mastermind place?" I'm like, "No." And I went and saw her post, and she has just enrolled her first mastermind client in her 12-month mastermind program. And I am so excited for her. She's run 2 calls. The other person looks like they're signing up in 2 weeks. Her goal is to sell the first 4 places on her mastermind by the end of the year. And she's close. She's only just launched it. So very, very excited about her. And as I was writing that post, I just was so overwhelmed and overcome with how excited I am about masterminds and how much I love them and how much I get excited when my clients start to enroll their own masterminders. So I thought I'd do a bit of a summary of what or not a summary, a bit of a deeper dive on what I wrote on that post, which is 4 of the main reasons that I love masterminds and why your coaching business needs a mastermind. So let's dive into them. The first thing that I love about masterminds, actually, let me backtrack just a little second. My first mastermind, official mastermind, launched in 2014, and that was a 12-month mastermind. And I had also launched another program in 2012, which was a 5-month high-ticket group program, which is pretty much like a mastermind as well. But the first one that I officially called a mastermind and moved into that super high-ticket space was in 2014. So I've been doing this a really long time. I've pretty much always had something like this running in the background of my business in all of that time, because, I'll get to like all the reasons. But let me start with the 4 that I wrote about today. The first reason is that you get to do the real work with your clients. So we don't get to just touch the surface, right? It gives my clients an opportunity to make mistakes and recover from the mistakes so that they can build that resilience and learn the skill of figuring things out until they get a result and staying on course until they get a result. It's really an invaluable skill, like knowing when to change something, knowing when to let something go, knowing when to, stick firm and keep doing what you were doing. It's really, you get to learn so much. There's no more touching the surface, no more superficial, fast results, but actual, true, deep transformation and growth on every single level. And so when you're working with a client over a longer period of time, my recommendation is that you run your masterminds for 6 months if you have not run a 12-month. Actually, I want you all to run a 12-month mastermind. I believe everybody has a 12-month mastermind, but I understand the resistance around it because it takes a bit of commitment, right? You've got to get your head around the fact that you're going to be working with a group of people for 12 months. And you've got to really trust in your ability to deliver high quality content over 12 months, right? And navigate the highs and lows. So some people will opt to do a 6-month mastermind just because they don't feel confident with the 12 months. And if you were trying to do this on your own, I would say, yep, go for the 12 months. If you're working with me in my mastermind, I'm going to almost insist, unless you can give me a really good reason, that the mastermind is 12 months long. Because here's the thing, right? Everything takes, especially if you're in the business coaching space or any space where transformation really is key, right? And it's what people want, because what happens is there are many highs and lows. There are many successes, and then people will hit a wall, or they'll decide it's not what they want to do, or they've had a bad client experience, or something just goes off the rails a little bit. And we've got to get those people back engaged again. We've got to get them succeeding again. We've got to help them navigate that rocky patch. And you can't do that in a really short period of time. You can create a fast win. And fast wins are important. They are important, and they have a place. But I'm about building strong, resilient, robust entrepreneurs, coachpreneurs who know how to create something and make it successful, even when they've hit a few bumps along the road, right? So over a long period of time, over 12 months, you get to do the real work. You get to do the deeper work. There's no more superficial stuff. You're rolling up your sleeves, you're getting in there, and you stay the course for an entire 12 months. And one of the things I do in my mastermind is I definitely teach my masterminders how to launch these masterminds and how to sell them and move their people on board. But one of the other things that I love to do is to mentor them in the mentoring process. So when you've got somebody on board for 12 months for the first time, and you've got clients that are like, you know what, I just don't want to do this anymore. And I show them how to navigate that. Like if somebody has signed a contract, they've signed the terms and conditions, and they have, they're aware of the fact that, yep, I'm signing up for a 12-month mastermind. There is no out. I'm in. When they change their mind because they're not doing the work or they feel like they're not good enough or whatever, it's very easy to let people go. It's very easy to say, no problem. Yeah, see you later. And then you make it about you. And I know this because I did this in my first mastermind. But what we need to understand is that we set boundaries, we set rules, we set expectations, we make the rules of engagement very, very clear, and it's up to us to maintain our boundaries and the rules that we set. And it's difficult to do, right? If you've got a client that is, not getting the result because they're in their own way or whatever, first thing I can do is help my client see that this is not about you. For the most part, it's about what's going on here. And I can just see things that you guys can't if you're new to this. And so, yeah, you get to do the deep work with your clients. I get to do it with my clients in the mastermind. And I also get to mentor them in the mentoring process, which I really, really love. But for you, the takeaway from here, first thing is you get to do the real work with your clients. You get to explore the full journey, not just a part of it. And the second thing is that you will grow as a coach and mentor unlike anything else. My masterminds have taught me so much. The early ones are where I made the biggest mistakes and had the biggest lessons. And, it forced me to change and adapt things until I now have a product that I just love so much. And honestly, I am never more relaxed and at ease in my work than I am when I'm with my masterminders. I know my stuff. I trust it, and there are challenging times for every person in every mastermind. And I'm so relaxed about having the tough conversations. I'm so relaxed about knowing that I know what everybody needs. And I also have learned over the years that part of the onboarding process is making it very, very clear that I am not a mind reader. I'm here to help. I am there in a minute's notice if you need me, but I can't read your mind. I don't know what's going on unless you voice it. And so we have to set these expectations about communication and about asking for help and things like that. But I am so relaxed in that mentoring space, in that mastermind space, because it's where I do my best work. And you will grow as a coach and mentor. You'll also grow as a human being. When you are in charge of leading a group of people from A to Z over the course of 12 months, they will transform, but you will transform too. And the more you do it, the more you will become skilled and a master at what you do. I honestly feel like, I could do this for the rest of my life, and I will continue to learn things as I go along, and it just gets easier and easier. It gets simpler and simpler, and I get better and better every single year. So you will grow as a coach and mentor, and part of that growth for those of you that haven't done this before, it's the launch of actually, the growth that comes with actually launching something like this and seeing it through and getting those sales in, and then realizing you've got these people that you're responsible for the next 12 months, and you're tasked with getting them a result. And so you're going to do whatever you need to do to get that result, and you're going to grow so much through the experience. The third reason is a business reason, and it's that your business will stabilize. A high ticket mastermind offers a really great opportunity to secure large amounts of monthly recurring revenue. So if we look at all of my masterminds over the course of all the time I've been doing it, on average, less than 20% of people will pay for my packages upfront, will pay for my mastermind upfront, which means 80% of my income is predictable, recurring monthly revenue. I think that my paid in full percentage is the way that it is because that's the way I want it. That's the way I like it. I love having stability. I love knowing that every single month my mastermind produces X amount of revenue and it doesn't dip. It only ever goes up. You know, I now run a formula that I call the $1 Million Mastermind formula for coaches, and I run a rolling start. And I teach this whole $1 Million Mastermind formula to my masterminders. And eventually what happens is you build your mastermind. We focus on the first 4 because that creates, in excess of $10,000 a month revenue, which is just a really nice amount of money to be bringing in, in the early days. And so what we do is we have those first 4, and then we continue to just sign 2 to 4 clients a month until you're at capacity, until you hit your 7-figure number, and then you keep it there. So at the end of 12 months, you've got your 2 or 3 that might leave, or the first 4 are going to leave because they're finished. And then all you need to do is top that up with another 4 clients. And honestly, it's quite honestly my most brilliant piece of my most brilliant insight, formula, whatever it is. It was the one thing missing from the masterminds that I'd been running, because they would all start on the same date and I'd take people through 12 months and then we'd get to the end and then I'd have to start again. But a lot of the time I would just screw around so much. It'd be like, oh, I don't know if I can do this again. I don't know if I want to do this again. I don't know if it's possible to sell that many spots again. And I just would screw myself up. I would just get in this weird space. And now, because it runs all year round, I don't think about it ending. I'm in it and I'm staying in it. And it gets easier and easier every single month to do the work because other people are going through. And the other thing that I love about this particular method as well, or enrollment, is that nobody's competing, right? So if everybody starts on the same date and you get 3 months in or 2 months in, it's like, you herding cats. Everybody starts on the start line, you shoot the button, shoot the gun, and then everybody scatters and they go everywhere. And some people shoot ahead, other people lag behind, and then they start looking at each other and they're like, oh, that person's further ahead than me. Because it's a rolling start, nobody really knows where anybody's at, because you're coming in and you hit the start gun and you're running your own race. You're just doing it alongside other people. And so as far as stabilization of revenue, it is a game changer. And this is why I encourage most coaches to have something like this. It was the best decision I ever made to launch a mastermind back in 2014. Best business decision I have ever made. And now, back when I launched this one, I think it's coming up to 12 months now. No, it's not 12 months. It's like maybe 7 or 8 or 9, something like that. I don't know. That was the best decision I made after that one back in 2014, starting it with a rolling start. It's just been a game changer again. And again, that's something that I teach in my mastermind. And the fourth reason is that you get to attract your people. The highlight of my working life is spending time with my masterminders, our group calls in the group, me jumping in there to do some bonus training because I have learned something or something started to work really well for me and I want to get in there and share it with my masterminders. Any find that I'm like a tech find that makes my job easier or whatever it is, I share that stuff with them as well. They basically, whatever I'm learning, they get. And it's not in a way that I want to overwhelm them with information because they know what they're supposed to be focusing on at any one given time, but they know that they can go back when the time's right. Oh, I remember Michelle did this thing when I was, now I'm ready to do that. I'm going to go check it out. And so there's a growing body of tutorials in there as well, just to make sure they've got everything that they need. My aim inside my own mastermind is that I don't want anybody feeling like they need to invest in anything else because they've got everything they need in the mastermind. I don't want their focus split. I want their focus completely on the mastermind and doing what they came into the mastermind to do. And so I do that. I make sure that I'm always learning. I simplify it into like, do these 3 steps and this is how you do it and you'll get it to work. So it's like I take all the information, I simplify it, I make it shorter and chunkier, and then I give them that content so they can go ahead and use it. But you will attract your people. My masterminders, they value me so much. They appreciate me so much. They're amazing humans and they just get it. Isn't it nice to be around people and to be coaching people who just get it? I know you've had those clients and you're just like, oh my God, this person is, if all my clients were like this, I would be happy. And that's what I have inside my mastermind because I positioned it that way. You will have a look at my mastermind page and you'll know if it's for you or if it's not. And if you've been following me on social media or listening to this podcast, you'll know if I'm the type of mentor for you or not, because you'll know, right? If what I say resonates with you and it makes sense and you get excited to implement anything that I've spoken about, or you feel like, I do have that depth of experience and wisdom that just resonates with you, you'll know that. But if you come along and you think what I do doesn't make sense, or, you think I take too long to make a point or whatever it is, or I frustrate you in some way, then I'm not for you, and that's fine. And so you will do that as well. You will attract the right people, and then you'll really enjoy spending time with those people. I'm grateful for every single one of my masterminders, even the ones that go AWOL. That happens. It happens in every mastermind. I'm grateful for them. I know they're doing the work in the background, or maybe, they won't because something happened in their life, and they will make use of the access of the content when they're ready, when a space opens up in their life and they're able to do that. So the 4 reasons, or the 4 main reasons, like there are probably a million reasons I could give you, but the 4 that come straight to mind, the 4 reasons to launch a mastermind are: you get to do the real work and create true transformation. And number 2, you get to grow as a coach and mentor. Number 3, your business will stabilize like nothing else, especially if you implement my formula. And number 4, you're going to attract your people. You're going to find working in your mastermind the most joyful thing and the most fulfilling thing. I come off my mastermind calls and it's like I couldn't get any higher on life if I tried. It's just that fulfilling. And I want that for you. I want that for all of my clients because I want them to experience the joy that I'm experiencing right now and have been doing for a long time. So, have I sold you yet? Have you thought to yourself suddenly, you know what? I think it is time I launched a mastermind. If that is you, then come on over to Insta and drop me a message. One of the things that I say in the post, and I'm probably going to put this up on Insta, it's just on my Facebook profile, and the date is the 26th of October, Australian, so it'll be the 25th in the US. And one of the things that I say is that one mastermind sale for my clients pretty much pays for my entire 12-month mastermind. So all they need to do when they come into my mastermind is sell one place on their own mastermind. If they do that, it covers the entire cost of my mastermind. So the ROI is lit. It is high. It's very high. The investment in my mastermind is big, but the ROI is significant, and it will change you. It will becoming part of my mastermind will change you. It will change the way you do business. It will transform everything about you and your business over 12 months. And if you think this is something that you need, if you think this is something that you want to explore further, then shoot me a DM and we can have a chat, because I would love to have you on board. I would love to teach you this stuff if you feel like this is a good fit for you. And you don't have to have all the answers, right? You don't have to have all the answers about, well, I don't know what my mastermind would be. You might be thinking that, or I've never run anything like that. I don't know what it would even be. Like, that's okay. You don't need to have those answers. You just need to come to my DMs willing to have a conversation about it. And I'll know whether this is something for you or not. And if it's not, I will tell you that. I don't need people in my mastermind who aren't going to get a result or I don't think are a good fit. It's too stressful for me. I did that back in 2014. I never want to go there again. So I'll be very honest with you about whether I think you're a good fit or not. And if you aren't a good fit, I'll always be able to recommend something else. It might be one of my digital courses or something like that. So let me know if you are keen to do a mastermind, if you want to hear more about it, and if you want to have a chat. As I say, drop into my DMs, or you can go to michellehext.com/mastermind and fill out the application form there, and then we can have a chat from there. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope I've got you thinking about a mastermind. And as I say, I'll be happy to hear from you too. That's it. I will see you next week.